Well, this is Baruch here. I'm at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel. It's time for the ultimate connection with God. I don't know about you, but I work on this. One of the things that I'm not that great at it. So that's why I'm reading the book. Try to get better. The same thing can happen for you. So the thing is that if I, at this moment, become aware of what my body is doing, which is basically speaking, which is, that's already an aliyah. Just be able to understand what's going on in your physical world and be able to, he says watch it. And that's something we could do all the time. Because we drive around, we walk around, we work at our work, we're always thinking inside of our heads. But every once in a while you can stop back and you can be able to see it. See exactly what you're doing. And once you do that, I guess he's saying, Rabbi Mimran is saying that you can get used to this. And you can get to a point where it's happening to you all the time. Where you're aware of the fact that you need the things that frighten you, the things that make you enliven you, the things that you really like. All of that could be absorbed while you're eating and while you're praying and so on and so forth. From the point of view of the watcher can also be done. Let's see what Rabbi Mimran is saying now. And I like to begin with the blurb that Rabbi Mimran brought us in the last year. He says, in that blurb, he said, when resistance becomes intensified through some challenge, in other words, maybe a health challenge, a family challenge, let's just go through the different things you can. Just imagine your own life and the things that are challenged to you. Sometimes that challenge becomes really, really severe. It brings up intense negativity, such as anger. So things are going against you. Acute fear, aggression, depression, and even physical violence. So those are possibilities on the one hand. So let's come over here, and here he has this piece. This is part 10. How to tell what level you're on. Now, he said this is coming from the Sefer Habatim. Not familiar with the Sefer. But it's Mitzvah Yud Bet. Person who is connected to Hashem will be raised to understand his truth. There is no true reality like his reality. So he says the best indicator of your level of consciousness, I'm going to bring it back a little bit here. So the best indicator of your level of consciousness is how you deal with life's challenges when they come. Through those challenges, an already unconscious person tends to become more deeply unconscious, and the conscious person more intensely conscious. You can use a challenge to awaken you, or you can allow it to pull you into an even deeper sleep. The dream of ordinary unconsciousness then turns into a nightmare. You cannot become conscious of your thought controlling you, even in normal circumstances, such as when you're sitting alone in a room, walking in the woods, or listening to someone. Then you certainly won't be able to stay conscious when something goes wrong, or you are faced with difficult people or situations with loss of the threat of loss. You will be taken over by a reaction which ultimately is always some form of fear and pulled into deep unconsciousness. Now, I have to say that there are things that can panic me. I have been panicked before by certain different things. So I'm sure that this can happen with everybody else too. So the question is exactly how do we overcome it? And here we're learning. Your Creator presents you with those challenges. So this is a very important statement. It's to understand that the challenges in your life don't come from nowhere. They come from Hashem, who's the Hashem B'Kerev Haaretz. I'm Hashem, who's in the midst of the world. The world is built around him, not the other way around. We're not trying to bring him into the world. He is the world. So he's not only in the world, but in every corpuscle, in every bacterium, all of that. To give you the opportunity to grow into a better and stronger individual in order to connect with him. That's the ultimate purpose of the challenges. It is really only the way in which you deal with these challenges that will show you and others where you are as far as your state of spiritual consciousness is concerned. And not how long you can sit with your eyes closed, meditating, or what visions you see. Well, let me read this again. It will show you and others where you are as far as your state of spiritual consciousness is concerned, and not how long you can sit with your eyes closed, meditating, or what visions you see. So it really comes out in the challenges of your life. So it's essential to bring more conscious awareness into your life in ordinary situations when everything is going relatively smoothly. In this way, you grow in soul power. It generates a source of energy in you and around you of a high vibrational frequency. No unconsciousness, no negativity, no discord or violence can enter that field and survive, just as darkness cannot survive in the presence of light. So he says, he's saying to me that this is connection with your innermost soul, which is a connection with real consciousness. The consciousness of God, who is behind all the things that are going on in your life. When you learn to be the witness of your thoughts and emotions, which is an essential part of being in control, you may be surprised when you first become aware of the background static of ordinary unconsciousness and realize how rarely, if ever, you are truly at ease within yourself. On the level of your thinking, you will find a great deal of resistance in the form of judgment, discontent, and mental projection away from the natural residence of your soul's vibrations. Now, once again, this is another phrase that I would like to repeat. He says, on the level of your thinking, remember he was talking about the thinking ego or different kinds of things, you will find a great deal of resistance in the form of judgment. You're judging people, you're judging this situation, discontent and very unhappy, and mental projection away from the natural resonance of your soul's vibration. In other words, you start thinking about all different kinds of possibilities, which of course are possible. He said, on the emotional level, there will be an undercurrent of unease, tension, boredom, or nervousness. Both are aspects of the mind in its habitual resistance mode. Mind in control, that is the thinking in control and the emotions in control. Resistance is intrinsically connected to loss of awareness of the soul and forms the basis of our dehumanized industrial civilization. This collective dysfunction has created a very unhappy and extraordinarily violent civilization that has become a threat not only to itself, but also to all life on the planet. Heavy duty. The blurb. Get down. Let's look at it a little bit more closely. He says, the best indicator of your level of consciousness, that is your connection with the neshama that is within you and everything, is how you deal with life's challenges when they come. This is Baruch Fleischman, and this has been Rabbi Yosef Chaim Mimran at the Tikkun Elevator Kolo.